Okay, so here's my dinner for tonight. It's a chili con carne that I made from scratch. We've got, of course, kidney beans in there, crushed tomatoes, onions, garlic, celery, corn, edamame, French lentil. What else? I know there's some. Oh yeah, potato, carrot, and yellow beet. That's it. Yes. Am I forgetting anything? I probably am. But basically, it's a fully loaded meal there, and tasty and satisfying as well. Hello, everybody. So these last couple days in Toronto here, we have been blessed with some really spectacular weather. So I've been outdoors a lot, even wearing a short sleeve shirt today, and I've got a tan, man. I've got a fair bit of a tan already. I tan easy though. In fact, even in February, I'll have people say, "Oh, where were you?" I've been nowhere, right? But I always look like I just got back from, somewhere tropical. It's just my pigmentation. I guess I've got some Mediterranean background somewhere in my family tree, although my background is Irish and Belgium and German. I think on the Belgium side, you can trace the Mediterranean. But anyhow, so what I would like to address today is, because, as you already know, if you've watched my previous videos, that I'm doing a plant-based omnivore diet where I eat plant-based for 6 days, and on the 7th I have a meat dinner. And that's stirred up a little bit of controversy in the vegan community on YouTube. And I've got a lot of wonderful negative comments as a result of that, lost a lot of subscribers. And so what I would like to talk about today is there a place to be 100% plant-based? First of all, this is the thing, what you've got to realize here is that I'm pro plant-based. I mean, think about it. I'm eating 100% plants 6 days out of the week. It's only in fact, and it's only one meal on the 7th day I am having animal product with that meal. And even then, it's not like this super large portion. I just feel being 9 years into veganism or 100% plant-based, it was time to change things up because I've come across a lot of vegans that have been at it over a decade that have gone back to eating animal products, or those who are persistent. In fact, I know a couple of people personally who've been at it over 20 years. And in one case, it's an older woman. She's been at it close to 40 years, and they don't look healthy, man. They're not in the best shape. But aside from that, that doesn't prove anything. I understand that. For myself personally, I decided to take preventive measures and introduce a small portion of animal products back into my diet. And I have created a lot of controversy on the ethical side of that, but I come from a completely different position with regards to that. And I've talked about that in previous videos, so I don't need to go over it again here. What I would like to address here is is there a place to eat 100% plant-based? And the answer to that is it all depends. I think there is. There definitely is. And the reason being is for a lot of people, like for example, if you have been eating the standard American diet most of your life, heavy on the animal products, then it may be a good idea just to, take a break from eating meat and dairy and eggs and all that stuff. Just go completely off of it and go 100% plant-based, because probably your old habits will just get the better of you. You'll walk by a restaurant one morning and smell bacon and eggs, and you're not going to be able to resist that. So in that kind of a situation, I think what you need to do is definitely get used to eating plant-based, get familiar with how to do it in a healthy and balanced way, and and do it long enough so that it really does feel natural to you, that it's not a challenge anymore. I mean, it's so, eating plant-based, like after doing it for 9 years, eating plant-based is so much a part of my daily habit that I don't even think about it, you know? And in fact, the one Friday where I was allowed to eat meat, I forgot. I forgot that it was that day where I could have a meat dinner, and then I ended up being out somewhere where the quality of the meat, it was probably factory farmed. I wasn't interested in that, so I opted for a vegan dinner, and I didn't make up for it the next day and had a meat dinner then. I just, just carried on until the following Friday. So you want to get to that place where you are pretty comfortable eating plant-based, and you are confident enough that you could now reintroduce animal products back into your diet on a controlled level. So, and this is what I have done. I don't have any trouble. I mean, I've heard this saying, oh, once you go back to eating meat, basically it's a back door to just going back to the standard American diet. And this is not true. I mean, it can be true. You have to be responsible. When you live in a country like we live in, where there's McDonald's on every corner or a KFC, I mean, the temptations are there. I don't get tempted by that stuff, but you have to be always conscious about what you're doing when it comes to eating. That's unfortunate. I mean, it'd be great to live in one of the blue zone areas where these people don't even think, they don't diet, they don't even think about it, but their environment is such that they don't, it just happens that there's more plants available than animal products, and so their diet's predominantly plant-based, just naturally. We don't have that luxury, so we have to be disciplined about what we're doing. Yes, I mean, doing what I call the 6-to-1 diet, where I have meat once a week. If I'm careless about it, I could just maybe, one day, I'm out somewhere with a group of people, and I decide, what the heck, I'll just have a meat dinner, and then that turns into, well, maybe I should do 2 days a week and 3 days and so forth, and then you're just back to eating the way you were before. So self-control, discipline, it's all a part of the deal. I mean, that is the way it is with everything in your life. We really do have to be aware of our actions and not to allow ourselves to become too self-indulgent in a certain area, because it's very easy. I mean, we live in affluence. Another area where I would suggest going 100% plant-based, if you have any kind of dietary related disease, maybe initially, again, because a part of that is diet and lifestyle, you do want to make radical changes probably in the beginning to get your health back in order again, and get to a place where your habits are healthy habits. I believe it's the right way to go, that the balanced approach is to include a very small portion of animal product in your diet. In terms of health and vitality for the long term. So although I would encourage people to do plant-based 100% for the short term, which could be, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever, but for the long term, after a decade, I wouldn't recommend it. I think it's probably a healthier approach to include some animal product. And, the fact is, a lot of you who are 100% vegan now, who claim will never go back to meat again, you'll reach this conclusion yourself one way or another eventually.